Well, until a week ago, the Palestinian Authority was pushing ahead with a plan to seek non-member state status at the United Nations. That recognition would see the Palestinian territories regarded as a state under international law. The proposal had support from countries in the region, including Indonesia and Malaysia, and was expected to go before the General Assembly later this month. But now, amid claims it's buckled under US and European pressure, the Palestinian Authority seems to be backing off. Dr. Mohammad Shtayyeh is a minister with the Palestinian National Authority and a senior advisor to President Mahmoud Abbas. Dr. Mohammad Shtayyeh, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Just where does the Palestinian quest for recognition as a state at the United Nations stand at the moment?
Well, on the 5th of September, we are going to have a meeting of the Arab foreign ministers. President Abu Mazen will be attending this meeting. Already there are consultations with most of the Arab countries in order for Abu Mazen to really deliver his speech at the General Assembly in the coming session for this year 2012. And we will present a resolution to the General Assembly, hoping that after some consultation with the European countries, with Australia, with Japan, with the United States, we will put this resolution for a vote.
There have been suggestions that the vote will be delayed until after the US election. Is that a possibility?
Well, there has been some advice that has been really conveyed to the President that let's put this resolution for vote in November. At the moment, as I said, we are in consultation. We are going to the General Assembly. We might put it for a vote by September. You know, according to the bylaws of the General Assembly, we can put it for a vote in the immediately 24 hours after its submission.
Do you have to be careful, though, that you don't upset the Americans and Barack Obama?
Well, by all means, we are not in a position to upset him. We don't want to upset him. We are not intending to upset him. What we are intending is that this year, 2012, unfortunately, has been a year of political vacuum. United States is busy with the elections. Europe is busy with the Euro crisis, and the Arab world is busy with its chaos, whatever you want to call it. So therefore, we don't want to waste a year without doing much. The issue for us going to United Nations is actually a shift of strategy from the negotiating table, because the negotiation table has not really been in a position to deliver concrete results between us and the Israelis. Unfortunately, the Israeli government, all what it tends to have is to maintain the status quo, and the status quo is unsustainable. So we are going to a multilateral forum in a peaceful way to ask the international community to recognize Palestine on the borders of 1967. And our main concern is to call the international community to support what the United States has been calling, which is a two-state solution. There is an international consensus related to two-state solution, including the position of the United States. So for us, calling for recognizing Palestine on the borders of 67, which is only 22% of the total area of Palestine, I think that nobody should consider this as some sort of disturbing, annoying, or creating some sort of, or interfering in here and there. We are 100% driven by the national interest of our people.
Would a bid succeed for statehood in the General Assembly? How much support do you expect to get? How many votes?
The most important thing in the General Assembly is that actually nobody has a veto power in the General Assembly. One. Secondly, we are supported by most of the European countries, non-allied movement, Arab countries, African countries. So in total, I think Palestine will enjoy no less than 130 votes in the General Assembly, which is much more than we need.
Australia's Foreign Minister Bob Carr visited the Middle East last month. What support, if any, did you receive from him for Palestinian statehood?
Well, Australia, we know very well that there is a very clear shift in the position of Australia. Australian people are peace lovers. Australian people, they would like to see peace prevail in the Middle East. And I am sure that Australian people does not accept the fact that Palestinian people who have been fighting and struggling for independence, for a state, for the right of self-determination, I don't think any Australian, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs, is ready to accept the Palestinians to live under such a prolonged occupation. It is time that everybody face that moment of truth and support the Palestinian right to self-determination, including the right to live in an independent Palestinian state. We understand that Australia is also a friend of Israel, and we know we would like Australia to be a friend of all parties in the Middle East, a friend of peace, and I am sure that we can count on the vote of Australia in this respect.
What other countries in the Asia-Pacific region have you been lobbying for support?
Yes, we do. We are in consultation through our embassies. We are in consultation through the different forums. And I think that we are in a very comfortable situation when it comes to your region and when it comes to the other parts of the world as well. As I said, we are even engaged with Washington on this issue, and we are hoping that Washington has no reservation whatsoever. The most important thing, as I said, this cause of Palestine, this struggle for Palestine has been ongoing for 64 years now. It is time that the Palestinian people deserve really their independence, deserve to live as human beings, deserve to enjoy some moments of sun time along the beaches of Palestine, to have Palestine one geographical entity, West Bank and Gaza, to have the Palestinian refugees out of the refugee camps that they have been living in for 64 years. It is time and it is the moment for Palestine to be independent, similar to Australia, New Zealand, and all other countries in the world.
On another issue, Dr. Shtayyeh, France has opened an inquiry into the 2004 death of Yasser Arafat. How important do you think that investigation will prove to be?
It is very important. We as Palestinian Authority, we have no serious means to really detect the serious cause of the death of President Yasser Arafat. We all know one single thing, that Arafat did not die because of natural reasons. It was not a natural death. The French medical report has stated one single thing, which is in the conclusion of the report. It states clearly that Arafat has died for reasons that are not familiar to the doctors at Bercy Military Hospital. Therefore, if the cause of death is not natural death, then there is something that somebody has interfered in the causing of the death. And we are very happy that France has at last decided really to conduct a probe on the passing away, on the assassination of President Yasser Arafat.
Israel has been named in some circles and there have been allegations of radiation poisoning. How damaging could any finding be to the reconciliation process with Israel?
Well, unfortunately, I mean, it will be very damaging, because if Israel wants to tailor Palestinian leadership according to their own design, this will be a disastrous situation, because if you disagree with somebody politically, you don't just simply go and kill him. So therefore, I think this will be very serious. It will have catastrophic consequences, but unfortunately the peace process is not going anywhere now. The peace process has been frozen. Netanyahu is not really interested in achieving peace, and therefore the situation is in stalemate at the moment. And I think the outcome of the Arafat probe will definitely complicate the political scene further.
Dr. Mohammad Shtayyeh, thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much, Kate.